SmackDown was in Everett, Washington last night. We start off with Charlotte Flair coming to the ring, and she gets a mixed reaction here. There is a sentiment of the fans who I believe are angry at Charlotte because they don't want her added to the match with Ronda Rousey and Becky Lynch at WrestleMania to make it a triple threat. But right now, Charlotte is completely a heel. This is a 100% heel promo. Becky interrupts her. She comes out through the crowd, walking down the ramp, similar to how the Shield used to come out. And Charlotte even points it out. First, you're stealing my dad's nickname. Now you're stealing Roman Reigns' entrance. That was the Shield's entrance, too. And I did like how they got to Becky. They basically had Charlotte point to the sign, and then they spotted Becky in the crowd. That was actually a cool way to get to Becky. Becky gets to the ring, and then she tells people to stop, tells Charlotte to stop boring the people to death. They go in at each other, and it looks like they're about to fight, but then Triple H comes out, and he tells Becky Lynch she has to go home, and then he tells Charlotte to, this mind your own business, basically, this is not involving. And then Triple H cuts this great promo on Becky. He says you were scared, you were trying to avoid the doctors, so you couldn't get cleared because you know you can't beat Ronda. This was a great promo by Triple H. This was really well done. Like when he gets into this kind of mode, he is at the top of the game. It's really great. This wasn't necessarily trying to bury Becky, but I think this was more so like trying to build Becky up. And Becky slaps Triple H. The fans loved it. They go crazy. They stare each other down. She leaves through the crowd with security. This was great. This was an amazing segment. There were some mixed reactions online. Some people think it's, Becky looking weak. I don't think it made Becky look weak. I think the whole thing was done to build Becky up, to add to the storyline. I think another thing with Becky Lynch is I feel it's unnecessary to do the authority angle. They never did it before. Why do they have to go through the authority? Why does every single top babyface have to do this? There's no need to do the whole fighting the authority, trying to hold me down. The thing is, Becky won the Rumble. I think people would have just rather see Ronda Rousey and Becky Lynch. I don't like the fact that they have to involve Triple H and Stephanie. Why do they have to always go this route? It's like their only way they think they know how to get a babyface over is having them, have to be Steve Austin and going through the McMahons and Triple H. I hate it. There's no need for it, but I still think this segment was really good. Next, you had Rusev and Nakamura with Lana in their corner against Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. Nakamura and Rusev win. They're going to push him as a team. This is what they do. I mean, they'll have two wrestlers feud for like 3-4 months, and then they have nothing for them. They'll just make them a tag team. This is what they're doing. So they're going to push him. You have a Mustafa Ali promo. He talks about how no one believes he can survive the Elimination Chamber. And he wants to be champion. So they do a page segment in the back. She talks about her movie Fighting for My Family. And I'm thinking, everyone hates this movie. People are ripping it apart. It looks terrible. It doesn't look that good. I might watch it. I think it'll give me content for this channel to review. I might do it just for that. But, it might be okay. It's like, people are saying this is going to be terrible. Look, it could be good. I'm just saying, give it a chance. I don't think it looks that terrible. I don't see why people think this is the worst movie ever. People are just ripping it apart. I think it looks okay. Maybe I don't like Paige. I'm not a big Paige fan either, but I think it looks, it doesn't look horrible. You have the Usos cutting a promo with the Elimination Chamber. There was a report that came from Fightful.com that the Usos might not resign. Sean Ross reported it. Look, I'm not surprised, but it's like not everyone's going to leave here. People are going to stay. There's a concern they might not resign. They have time to negotiate, so I don't really buy that into it. We don't even know when their contracts are up. Randy Orton cuts a promo. They do both backstage promos for Orton and Ali. That's what they're going to do. So next we have Randy Orton and Mustafa Ali. They had a hell of a match here. A lot of fun. Really enjoyed it. I knew this would end with Randy Orton getting a great RKO. But, Randy Orton loves working with these kind of guys. He loves working with small guys who are really high flyers and really athletic. He has, I think, his best matches with them. It's he has this really good chemistry. It ends finally. Orton hits an RKO after Ali, he was flying off the rope. He gets caught in an RKO. Very good match, and I think Randy Orton's going to get a big push. And I think I'm not sure if he's going to go get a title shot or something, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's AJ Styles and Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. I could see AJ winning the Chamber, and I could see Orton being the number one contender. I can see that being the big title match on SmackDown for WrestleMania. I think Orton's going to get a big push, though. He had Joe attack Orton after the match, and he attacked Ali too. And then as Samoa Joe goes up there, we have Daniel Bryan come up with Eric Rowan. I don't think Eric Rowan fits at all with Daniel Bryan. I'm sorry. And it's funny. So Daniel Bryan is cutting this pro-environment, pro-planet, left-wing promo, if that's fair to say, while at the same time Donald Trump's State of the Union was on. So if you don't like Donald Trump, I guess this is an alternative. And I'll be honest, I flipped the channel to watch the State of the Union and watch Donald Trump probably give the greatest speech of his presidency. So that was really good. But I saw the rest of SmackDown. They had some very stiff competition. The ratings have been terrible for SmackDown. I think people who want to use the State of the Union as an excuse. The last week, was there any competition? No. Week before, no. Week before that, no. The ratings have been fucking horrible. We can't keep saying because this is on, because this sports game's on, because this politician address is on. All the stuff, these ratings have been terrible without competition. I like Becky a lot. I like Charlotte. I like the women are getting the main event, but they're not drawing. It's the truth. Look, the ratings are what they are. I'm sorry. So, Brian's talking about how great of a state of Washington are. They're cheering him because it's close to his hometown. He's from Aberdeen. I think Everett's close to Aberdeen, but they're really cheering for him. I'm surprised they didn't do the show in Seattle. Whenever they do Portland, they always do Seattle. It's always they do those two cities for Raw and SmackDown. I don't know why they were in Seattle tonight, but he talks about how he talks about a global audience. He gets mad at the fans because they're wanting Rowan. They don't care about Rowan. He wasn't necessarily being anti against this crowd particular, against most crowds he goes up against. I like the promo. I think Daniel Bryan's doing really good with this gimmick. The hemp belt, I don't know. It is what it is. I'm not a huge fan of it. I think it does devalue the belt a bit. One thing I'm surprised is when Daniel Bryan loses the title with the hemp belt, is he going to keep it? Like, are they just going to get rid of the hemp belt? Because I think they might sell some merchandise with it. Maybe what they could do is they could have Daniel Bryan lose it, and then Daniel Bryan keeps the hemp belt, and while the regular WWE champion gets the old belt, Daniel Bryan just calls it the WWE Planet Championship. Maybe that's what they're going to do next. And have it be like the $1 million belt when Daniel Bryan just defends it. I think that'd actually be a nice idea, but we'll see how you guys feel. So they do a video package for Donation Chamber. They're talking to AJ Styles, Randy Orton, Mustafa Ali, Samoa Joe, Jeff Hardy, all about the Chamber. Daniel Bryan talks about how he needs the planet needs him as champion. So maybe it's going to be the Planet Championship once he loses. That's my opinion. I think AJ is going to beat him soon. They have Jeff Hardy in the back. He's cutting a promo. There's a lot of talking here. Not barely any wrestling. Man, it's like crazy. Like, we see no wrestling here. It's crazy. Man, I want to see something. So there's just all the promos. They said they had Jeff Hardy and AJ. They had Naomi and Mandy Rose cutting a promo on Mandy Rose. And her and Carmella officially accept the last spot since, you can just accept on Raw. Everyone has to qualify on SmackDown. You can just accept to be in the Women's Elation Chamber. It's fucking stupid. They have Billie Kay and Peyton Royce being interviewed. They say it'll all be worth it. Kind of a big first promo. Then you have Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose cutting a promo. They're going to push Mandy big. If Charlotte gets added, I hate to say this, but if Charlotte gets added, remember this. She's off SmackDown because both Charlotte and Becky are going to be on Raw to face Ronda in a triple threat match for the title. Who does that leave on SmackDown? It's going to be Mandy Rose. It's going to be Asuka and Mandy Rose is going to win the title at WrestleMania. I hate to say it, but I think that's where they're going. They have Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville win the triple threat match against Carmella, Naomi, and the Iconics. So not really pushing Mandy Rose here. They're gonna push her heavily. You don't like it? It's gonna be a Carmella. It's gonna be an Alexa Bliss push more than they pushed Carmella heavily last year, but nothing's with Carmella. This is gonna be Alexa Bliss push. They're gonna push the fuck. She's gonna be the top star, whether the fans like it or not. They have Almas in the back with Zelina Vega, and they're ripping into Rey Mysterio. They show Black History Rights, civil right in the Civil Rights Museum in Birmingham, Alabama. They had a video package on Oscar. Like, we're getting no wrestling. Finally, main event, Jeff Hardy, Daniel Bryan as the main event. It's a disqualification finish. Hardy wins a DQ finish hit after Eric Rowan attacks him. Then you have Samoa Joe come on, attack Eric Rowan, and Orton comes out, and all of them come to the ring. Eventually, it's all a huge brawl. And Daniel Bryan stands strong. He says he'll be the champion forever because that's what the planet needs. So I didn't like SmackDown very much. I loved the Becky stuff. I thought the Daniel Bryan segment was really good. The first one, there was too much talking. The stuff dragged on too much. It wasn't a horrible show. There was good moments. I think there's a lot of stuff that dragged on the show. But the second hour, I mean, they knew they were going to get crushed in the ratings because of the State of the Union. But yep, this is kind of forgettable. Raw and SmackDown are just kind of forgettable this week. It's the road to WrestleMania, but it's like we're still driving on the county roads before we get to the expressway. So it was what it was. It was only Everett, so I guess they didn't go all out for them.